This video will show you how to use all of Meta's new AI features. Now, this is an important video because most of Meta's new AI features can destroy your results if they're not used correctly. But if used correctly, which I'll show you how in this video, they can save you boatloads of time and dramatically increase your results. Now, I'm going to explain how you can save time and improve performance using all of these new AI features. So I'd watch the whole video because many of these features are automatically turned on. It's very sneaky of Facebook, and they can really everything up if they're used incorrectly. Now, if there is a specific feature that you want to know about, we've hyperlinked to the various sections in this description so you can skip around and find exactly what you're looking for. Now, the areas that we're going to cover are as follows. So first of all, we're going to talk about the Advantage Plus or manual campaigns. So when you create a new campaign, this is the very first decision that you're going to be asked to make. Then we're going to talk about audience targeting, how and when to use the new AI Advantage Plus targeting options. Now, this bit's really important because lots of you are really overcomplicating your targeting and don't know how to retarget audiences within an Advantage Plus audience campaign. Now, I've done a whole video on this that you can have a look at too. Next, we're going to talk about the AI copy generator. You have to be very careful with this or it will just do what the hell it wants and your ads could be off-brand with poor quality copy. And then we're going to talk about the new AI image generator. This is a very new feature, and I'll explain why it needs to be treated with extreme caution. Then we're going to talk about site links. Now, Meta now automatically selects various links to your website, but does this improve things, and when should you be using this feature? And then finally, we're going to talk about Advantage Plus Catalogue Ads. AI is huge in this process, but will it produce you results? Now, I've left this one until last because lots of you won't be running product sales ads, but if you are, stick around for that. So when you first launch a Meta ad, this is the first AI-related option that you will see. Meta is simply asking if you want to program your ads from scratch, or do you want the AI to do the heavy lifting for you with lots of automated options. Now, this feature can be really, really powerful, but it'll only allow you to target a broad audience with Advantage Plus audience targeting, which we'll come on to next. So if you want to target a smaller audience or an audience in a particular location, you'll need to use a manual campaign. So audience targeting is the main thing to consider when deciding whether to use an Advantage Plus or a manual campaign. You just have to ask yourself, do you want to target people in smaller geographical areas, or can you target people nationally? If you can target people nationally, then just go ahead and use the new Advantage Plus feature because it will save you time. Now, many people worry with an Advantage Plus campaign that Meta will simply advertise to returning customers who probably would have bought from you anyway. And if you're not careful, that's exactly what it might do. So we're going to cover how to avoid that next. So let's talk about the new Advantage Plus audience targeting. Advantage Plus targeting is actually pretty damn good. Gone are the days where you needed, 5 different ad sets targeting warm audiences, cold audiences, add to cart audiences, etc., etc. Advantage Plus audience targeting keeps things really, really simple, but you can only target audiences nationally. So it's great if you can work with anyone right across your whole country, but if you can only work with customers locally, do not use the Advantage Plus audience targeting. Use a manual campaign and manual targeting. So we're just going to take a quick dive into the laptop. I'm going to show you some of the features in the Advantage Plus audience targeting options. Now, this is automatically turned on nowadays. You can switch to legacy targeting, but we recommend that you don't, and just to use the Advantage Plus audience. If you have set an Advantage Plus campaign right at the start, you're not going to have these options. This is only available in the manual campaigns. And just a word of advice, some of the features you see within the Facebook ads account will be slightly different from the ones we have, because for some reason it varies country to country and client to client, depending on budget levels and a variety of other factors. So you can see here within the Advantage Plus audience, you've got all of your same audience targeting options. So you can enter in your custom audiences if you have set them up, and you can then limit it down based on your age, based on genders, and your detailed targeting. So all of that is pretty much the same. We would always recommend using the Advantage Plus audience But like I said, if you're doing the Advantage Plus campaign, you are going to be limited to targeting on a national level. So if you only can work with customers locally, you're going to need to do a manual campaign, but stick with the Advantage Plus. If you want a full guide around how to retarget effectively within an Advantage Plus audience, then you're going to have to check out our other video. We've done a full-length video about that. It's really, really important because what Facebook will tend to do is it will look for the low-hanging fruit. So what it might do is see who your existing customers are, show your ads to them, and Facebook might be telling you that you've generated, 20 lead or 20 website inquiries and 50 sales, but you're not actually seeing any uptick in your business despite all that ad spend that you've invested, because it's just showing your ads to people who are going to buy from you anyway. If you want to avoid that, check out the Advantage Plus retargeting video, because it's going to explain how you can avoid that and specifically go after new customers. Really, really important principle there. So next, we're going to talk about the new AI copy generator, probably one of the most annoying features that exists in the new AI part of Meta advertising. And the reason being is because it's automatically, you can see here, it's automatically brought up in a drop-down box. So if I wanted to go in and start editing some of this copy here, it's going to automatically change here. And every edit that I make is going to bring me down the page, and it just disrupts everything that you're trying to do. So if you want to stop that, you just bring this up and it will stop doing it from that point. But once you have written your copy out here, it will produce you some variations within here. Now, if you've been advertising in Facebook ads for a while, you will know that you can have up to five copy variations and 5 headline variations. And what it will do when you'll promote your ads out there is it will give your ads lots of different ways that they can appear to lots of different people. However, with the AI copy variations, that can increase your copy to 10 variations, because if I apply all text variations here, then every single one of these will also be included. However, does it actually write good advertising copy? And in our experience, the answer to that is no, because it formats it incorrectly based on what we see as the best type of copywriting in Facebook ads. So we run hundreds of different ads campaigns for lots and lots of different clients, and there's a specific format for how Facebook ad copy should be written. We have done a full-length video about it and a full-length video about how to use AI to create your copy, to use things like ChatGPT, because if you don't use ChatGPT correctly to write your copy, it's going to write you a load of really heavy, salesy, Americanized rubbish that just isn't going to convert, particularly in non-American markets. It's not going to convert very, very well, because the AI models have been trained predominantly on American data. But you can edit within here as well. So we don't like this type of copy because it's not very broken up. It's, just put it as one big block. So it's saying unlock free tools to protect your business from cybercrime. Now that's got no call to action. It's got no discussion about, what the offer really is. This is an email subscriber campaign that we're running at the moment to generate leads for a cybercrime business that we're working with. And I would be looking to add a bit more meat around that. And you can edit within here. So if you don't quite like it, but you think it's okay, what I would do is just get a little bit of editing, put some sort of call to action down the bottom there. So, click sign up, leave your details and we'll be in touch, whatever it might be. But you don't have to use all of these, and you can of course just ask it to go again. You can ask it, it's not working typically at the moment. You can ask it to generate more variations, so you can just ask it to go again. Facebook does say that advertisers who use text variations for their campaigns saw 1.77% higher click-through rate. That's going to be broadly across all of their advertisers. So just be careful that that copy is going to be on brand, that it's saying the right things, that it's got the right call to action. Because particularly if you're going with a lower budget, you don't want to be giving too much experimentation to Facebook, because it's going to waste a lot of impressions while it's learning. So if you've got a small budget, maybe reduce those copy variations down a little bit. It's a great feature, but don't be lazy with it. Copy is one of the most important parts of your Facebook ads, where you articulate your offer and your value. And if you get it wrong, your ads will flop. So next up, we have site links. Now, if you're not careful, Facebook will turn your site links on automatically, but are they the right thing to do? So site links are essentially where Facebook will scan your website. It will consider other links to your website other than your landing page destination that might be of interest to your target customer. Now, this is an e-commerce client that we've been working with for a while, and you can see that we've got all site links turned off, because what we're not wanting to do with this client is distract people. We don't want to give people too many options options to go and do anything else to, go to the contact page, etc. We want people to click on the products, go through to the website and buy some of their fantastic ranges of rackets and racket sport related equipment that they sell. You can see here that some of the options, the examples that it would give is, around sending people to the shoes, to dresses, to other parts of the website. That is how it can appear in here, and it just would appear. So the best way to think about site links is if you just want to bring people to your website, it's a good thing to do because you're just giving them other options, other things of interest to them, which they can click on and can bring them in to engage with your business. If you have something really specific that you want somebody to do, that's probably not the best option. So when I was talking about the cybercrime client that we're working with previously, all we want people to do is sign up. We're not interested in them going to the website, having a look around, all of that stuff, going to the Facebook page. We want to minimize distractions because we want to reduce friction and get people to take the action that we want them to take. So site links can be fantastic. However, they will be automatically generated. You can manually input them as well, but just have a think about actually, is it the right thing to do to give people other options? Or do you want to limit distractions and reduce friction to get them to take the action that you want them to take? So next we're going to talk about AI image. There's loads of different features nowadays to do with your creative, because I think Facebook recognizes that good creative is actually where a lot of advertisers really struggle. So it's introducing things with AI, particularly this new feature here, which is around generating AI related images for your business. And you can see here, so this is for a spa client that we're working with, and you can see here that the AI is generating several images around the offer based upon the ad library, based on what it's interpreting from the copy and the offer, etc. You can see here that it's dragged a bit of copy out. Unwinding luxury, £160 spa day, was £260, now £168.75. They're nice images. They're nice, captivating images, but they don't accurately reflect the spa. If somebody clicks on that image, they're going to be thinking, well, this is a spa that's, got beautiful palm trees in the background, that's on a lake. That isn't what my client is offering. So you're going to end up with a disconnect between what people think they're getting, and you're just going to really aggravate a lot of your client. So there will be times where Facebook will develop fantastic images that are suitable for you, but be really careful and make sure that the brand identity is matching up against what you're actually offering, because it will act out. This has improved significantly since they first dropped it. So actively keep an eye on it, because if you're watching this video in 12 months time from the date today, which is the 7th of January 2025, in 2026 this will be significantly better. But right now this poses real risk to your business, because if there's that mismatch, you're just going to aggravate a lot of clients, because they're going to buy something and they think they're buying something else because you've used inappropriate images to portray your business in a certain way. So there's loads of other AI features for imagery. What you have to be really careful is down here with the optimized section. This add catalog items will automatically be turned on. And when you turn it off, there will be a little box that says, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to turn these off? And you have to essentially force it to. What you can see here is, because we run lots of different advertising accounts and we have lots of different catalogs, particularly for our e-commerce clients, that it's matching the wrong catalog with our clients. If we didn't turn that off, we're going to have our tennis racket client or our racket sports e-commerce clients' products underneath our spa clients' adverts. So it's completely horribly mismatched and wrong. So really do be careful of that, particularly if you've got several different ad campaigns. Things like this, like the 3D animation of images, you might as well leave that on. Like I said, Facebook will go through testing and experimentation to see which of these is working best, and it will do things like this as well. So it will drag your headlines into the copy, and you just got to see whether things like that are actually going to work well. We've had clients come to us and say they don't like this feature, for example, because the copy that we're using, the font doesn't match their brand, and you can't change that. So if that was the case, you just literally switch it off. Then you have things like the visual touch-ups, the music, image animation, and text improvements. I would just allow all of that. I would lean more towards leaving that stuff on than turning it off, but just make sure that the AI isn't causing any brand irregularities, because that sort of thing can not just harm your ad performance can also harm your business. So next, we're going to talk about the Advantage Plus Catalogue Ads. This makes heavy use of AI functionality. In order to do it, you're going to first have to create all of these catalogs. And over the next week, we're going to be filming a video which is going to explain exactly how you do that. It's a standalone video of itself, and a lot of the people watching this video might not actually be running product catalog ads. What it will simply do is connect Facebook with your content management system in order to pull products into certain catalogs. And you can have catalogs for all products, specific products. So for this client, they sell tennis rackets and squash rackets and badminton rackets. Now, somebody who's interested in badminton, for example, might not necessarily be looking for a tennis racket or tennis shoes, etc., etc. So what we do is we create individualized catalogs. What this function allows Facebook to do, you'll have had the shopping experience yourself, where you're going online and you're looking for a pair of men's brown boots, either for yourself or for your partner, whatever it might be. And the next time you go on Facebook, there might be a big clothing retailer like ASOS, and all you're seeing is their brown boot product range, because what Facebook is doing is interpreting, okay, this individual wants to buy a pair of brown boots. We have this advertiser that has all these brown boots for sale. Let's push that out in front of the individual. You'll also have had it when you've already bought the brown boots and that's all you then see for the next couple of weeks is brown boots being advertised to you. This is why it's so powerful, because they recognize that you're in the market to buy a specific product, and it uses the AI to match similar products that were going to be related to that purchase intent, and you're going to get it in front of them either when they're looking to buy or immediately after they've bought. So they might sort of conduct repurchases. It's actually very simple to do, and this is how your ads will format. So you can see here, it displays it as a carousel, and it also displays it in this kind of format too. And of course, it will do it in a variety of others. You'll almost sometimes have like an indefinite scroll, depending on the different products that you are advertising. This will just sort of allow it to go on and on and on. So people can have a good shop and dig around all of your products. If you are running e-commerce and you are selling products, you should definitely have catalog ads mixed in to all of the different ads that you are running. It's not exclusively the ads that you want to run, but you should mix them in. We normally find they outperform every other type of advert type within a campaign. And the simple way that you do that is you just select Advantage Plus Catalog, and then you have to just link it up with the correct catalog that you want for that particular ad, and the rest of the ad build is all very standard that you will used to be doing anyway. But like I said, there will be a full video around Advantage Plus Catalog Ads, which is going to show you step by step exactly how you set those up. So do like and subscribe and stick around for that. So I hope that helps. It's really important, like I said, because a lot of these AI features will be automatically turned on, and if used incorrectly, they're going to kill your ads. If used correctly, they will save you time and improve things. So who doesn't want that? So don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.